Good morning, guys. This is Chatting with Dawn. I have been wanting to do a video for a while, and I hope you can hear me okay. Let me make sure my volume's cut up. I am so flippin' unedited because I don't know how to edit anything. I've not had anybody tell me how to do that yet. I went on and was trying to figure it out and couldn't figure it out, so give up right now. Have a new phone, still can't figure out everything on this new phone because I'm technology stupid. Yeah. So anyhow, I've wanted to do my channel a little differently because I haven't done anything consistently in a really long time at all. So I was talking to my husband recently because we were talking about editing, about him learning how to edit, and then I was talking about because of my diet has changed, and because my diet has changed, I have lost weight. There's nothing wrong with me. This was on purpose. Yeah, it started out on purpose, and I started learning about other things. Now, I realize it's kind of funny, weird, when people will be like, well, you didn't need to lose weight, yada yada. I kind of get all that from another person's perspective. But from my perspective, I felt like I am 5'3" with shoes. I'm not very tall at all. Like, I'm a small person. I felt very different, weird, strange, not knowing how to get on here and to talk about a keto type diet, which is basically, and I'm talking dirty keto. I am not talking about clean keto. But it started out about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, starting to eat, started out with a family. We were doing like a 21-day fix, a beach body thing. And so I started eating some lower calorie stuff. And then I discovered that I remembered in the past I have done things like Atkins before. You know, that kind of worked for me. But then I would kind of reach a standstill with it. I've always been a small person. I've never been big. So I'm not coming from a obese keto diet. I'm not coming from being an obese person. I'm not. So even at 5'3" with shoes, if I weighed 139 pounds, I was still considered small. But for me, I decided that after I started this 21-day fix, I started changing things up. I was doing Mission Carb tortillas. Not having those anymore because of the wheat. I don't have that anymore. I was doing beans, not doing those anymore. So I started dropping nut butters and almond butters and peanut butter and all that out. And so there for a little while I was doing like some dark chocolate, but then the dark chocolate that used to be bitter to me turned to be sweet. Well, I loved sweets. Actually, I love them. So for me to have a dark chocolate after a while, after not really having, I'm sorry if my video is crazy. I've got to get used to doing YouTube again. But anyways, after I started having the dark chocolate again, it started tasting really sweet to me. And instead of having a square or two, I found myself having a whole bar. Yeah. So I've kind of stopped all that. My husband buys these sugar-free wafer cookies. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. They're like, they're kind of the old kind, like my mom used to love these, the chocolate and the vanilla and the strawberry kind. So he'll buy those, and I will have maybe one cookie a day because they satisfy me, and I'm not wanting sweet. So basically, I am more ketovore, I think, now. I have probably lost, I've been nervous about getting on here and even talking about a keto type diet. If I show weight or anything, it'll be really iffy because I'm not really typically one of those people to know how to do all that yet. I love to watch a lot of the people that I watch that have inspired me to maybe change up my channel a little bit to talk about doing more of a keto diet. I don't want anybody coming at me going, okay, what you're eating is not keto, or you're not eating enough. So what I am doing is basically more of a low carb ketovore type diet. I won't give up my coffee. I will not give up my coffee creamers that are now 0 sugar when they used to not be. I won't give those up. Not ready. No. Will I ever? Probably not. I've been doing this now for over 2 years. I haven't been on here in a while. Even when I started to get back on, I did not talk about keto or anything to do with my diet that I'm doing right now. I eat a lot of meat. I'm not into chicken as much as I was. I was more thinking about enjoying chicken there at the beginning. I don't have chicken very much. I have a lot more beef, like red meat. I do love seafood. Don't eat a whole lot of it, but I do like it. I'll have a very few vegetables in my life. Sunday, for example, I did have actually fried squash. I understand that's not keto at all, but I feel like, you know what, you do what works for you, and I'm doing what works for me. I don't have a lot of triggers so bad that I can't just pop right on and do what I was doing today or yesterday. I don't have a lot of triggers in that way. I will have a sugar-free coffee later, which will be some heavy cream, sugar-free syrup. I will have, and I use how you say it, xanthan gum, and then I will have some cold brew in it, maybe like that much, that is unsweetened. And that will satisfy anything that I'm thinking. Most people would say, I know my children say, you don't eat enough. That could be true, that I don't. Let's just say I think some days I do more than others. What's funny is I never considered my diet before and you know, even if you eat the standard American diet, you're doing a diet. I don't care what you want to call it. You can call it what you want to. It's a way of eating. I'm not on a diet per se, but I am trying to watch myself. I am down to, I hate to even say how much I weigh because that's just so a little stressful to me for anybody to be like, oh, well, that's way too low, or I don't know. So I fluctuate between 101 and 104. I can fluctuate 4 to 5 pounds right through there. I've been okay with that. I'm just doing what I feel like is good for me. Do I probably need to eat more? Probably. I had 4 what I call French toast chaffles this morning, which consisted of 4 eggs, about a tablespoon of cream cheese. I mix it all up together. I have a Dash waffle maker, love it. I put them in there. I put butter on top for, a good fat on top of my chaffles, sugar-free maple syrup on top of them, and I had some bacon on them. I probably had 4 pieces of bacon. Now, that was a good breakfast for me. Now, when I say, well, I may not be hungry again, because a lot of times when you start doing more of a keto type diet, you're just not as hungry. It sort of is what it is. Yes, I've had a lot of people within the family that have been worried that I was not eating enough, I'm not doing enough for myself. You know, I get it. I do. I started doing Element electrolytes. No, I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm not even monetized. I haven't even gone any of those routes. But I do the Element electrolytes because they really are working for me. Because there for a little while, I kind of start to get a little bit of a headache, even if I eat 2 meals a day or 3 meals a day. I'd get like a slight headache in the evening, and I believe it was an electrolyte imbalance due to not all the other stuff I was eating. But you know, it's funny because nobody says anything when you're eating. I'm sorry if my video cuts off because I don't know how to work everything. But it's funny how whenever you're eating, should I say crap? But yeah, if you're eating candy and M&Ms and a lot of your standard American diet, nobody says anything. The minute you change what you're doing and people don't think you're eating the right things or enough or whatever, then people get weird about it with you. I eat meat. I eat a little bit of vegetables. What I like, what I want, what does not bother me. Spices bother me. I can't eat a lot of spices. Too many spices can pop my weight up overnight a pound. That's crazy, but it happens. So, anyways, I will be getting back on here talking more about, um, what I am eating. Probably will show you some, and maybe not show myself if I'm not presentable that day. I have 5 grandbabies and a new one coming in March, probably by March. So we are doing really, really well here. My husband had a total hip replacement. He's also getting ready to have an ankle surgery. But our family's doing really well. I hope everybody else is doing well. And thank you guys that subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And if you have been here a while, come back and watch. I mean, hopefully you'll be interested. I will start showing more of what I eat in the day. I'm not sure how to loop all that together, so I'll definitely show you breakfast or lunch. And anyways, thank you guys. So ring the bell, and I will try to put out a little more content. If I ever discover how to edit, I don't have enough cloud stuff in my phone for everything because, well, first of all, I have over 7,000 pictures because I have grandkids. So that's how it goes. All right, I will be back later. I might even be back today, I don't know. But I will let you know what else is going on in my life. There's always a lot of stuff, and some things I realize people are not interested in. But I don't count macros or any of that stuff. I just don't do any of that. There's no calorie counting, no macros, I don't count anything. I just don't count it. I am kind of intuitive eating, even though people are like, no, you're not, because you're not eating enough. Well, even if that's not the case, that would just be your opinion. I don't like to eat if I'm not hungry. Eat if you're hungry, don't eat if you're not. It's not going to hurt you. Your body's going to eat the fat off your body. That's basically how that goes. So basically, my body has been eating the fat off of it. I'm okay with that. I am 58 years old, going to be 59 in April. I kind of get that things start to slow down a little bit to where, my mom was very tiny, and that, I think that's a fear for some of my kids are thinking, oh God, she's going to get that tiny. But I am eating, and I feel like that I'm doing what's right for me. So anyways, I will be back, and see you guys soon.